Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Broynes Farm. So as you've seen in my previous video, we got our potatoes cut to start planting in the field. And now we are finally ready to head to the field. My dad just got the potato planter all set up and ready. This potato planter is getting pretty old and it's not in the best of shape, so we try and baby it and take care of it as best as possible so that it gets us through another year. And the nice thing is we only use it once a year, so it only has to last us one day for a couple hours. That's all we're trying to get through. But like I said, we take care of everything as best we can, so it does last a long time. But anyway, how it works is this here and here is our fertilizer hoppers. That's why we have to be so careful, because with fertilizer, everything breaks down when it's touching metal. So every year we empty this out, we wash it real good, we WD it so that nothing breaks down and like these metal pieces here don't rot away, and you know, the fertilizer hopper works properly the way it should. And then back here is where the potatoes go into. They'll go in here, they'll drop down into this I guess I'll call it like a cradle down here, and then these spikes will pick up the slices of potatoes and they will drop them down here, which this will be the soil that they're being planted into, and then we'll go over with this spray here, which keeps the bugs off of it, and that'll spray it, and then these discs will cover the dirt and make a little hill. So then my job will be to sit here on the seat with these levers. Once we get started in the field, I'll push these levers down, which will drop the discs down. That'll tell the planter to start running. It'll start dropping potatoes, and then we'll go through the field, and if everything works properly, we shouldn't have any problems. Right here is our tank with the spray in it. It's got a little pump on it. My dad can turn it off and on with the tractor up here. He's got the wiring, and right here's the switch. And then down here is our wagon full of potatoes. We have red, yellow, and white. On the back here is the yellow. In the middle here, these smaller ones are the white. And then these here up front are the reds. What we just did was we just fastened a board up front here so that when we're going down the hill, because our ground is kind of uneven, we don't want the potatoes to tip off, and then we have a huge mess. So we think we got everything pretty safe here now. We've even got a board here on the side so they can't slide off, and we're gonna head down and get started.
Hello. Shall we bring the Kubota?
Yeah.
There goes Sammy with the two baskets that we could not fit on our wagon back here. And then there's Pap off to the side. He's just gonna keep an eye on us. Got our convoy going on. The reason we put those boards on the front is because one year we were actually going down over the same hill, just a different way, and my brother was hauling the wagon, and all the baskets of potatoes slid off. We had red, white, and yellow mixed, so all we could do at that point was just throw them all back in their baskets, which took about 2.5 hours longer than it should have, and then, you know, we got the planting. But that was when we planted a couple different varieties of yellow, a couple different varieties of white, and I think even 2 different varieties of red. So at that point we could not distinguish what varieties were which. All we knew was what colors they were, and that was red, white, and yellow. All right, so the worst part is over. Trying to steer here with my elbow. That hill right there that my Pap's just going down now was the worst hill. That's what we were afraid of. Now it kind of levels out, so everything should be smooth sailing from here on out.
another basket?
All right. We forgot the stick. We gotta have the stick.
Yeah.
My chain won't work, would it?
Okay, so we got 3 rows done, or 4 rows done so far. 4 rows of 2, so we got 8 rows done. It's kind of hard to tell, but right here is a row, and right here is a row. Kind of where there's like a little mound. This in the middle here where I'm walking is just nothing. Then over here, right here's a row, right here's a row, here's a row, here's a row. And you can tell where our tire tracks are. Like this is one set of tire tracks, and those 2 rows right in between there is where the potatoes are. So far it's going okay. The potatoes planting, that's going great, but our fertilizer, it keeps wanting to hop out of gear. So then our fertilizer, when it hops out of gear for the fertilizer, then we're not putting any in the ground, and that means we got to stop and we have to kind of turn the chain to get the fertilizer to click back in to gear, so that way we can start again. That's the only trouble we're having. Besides that, everything's going great so far.
None of the right?
Nope.
How many do you want? Let's go to 5.
So far we have got the reds planted, then we got our yellows planted, now we're moving on to whites. Okay, so potatoes are planted. Dad's taking a planter up now. Took us, I would say, about 2 hours. I don't know exactly, but Dad had it figured out pretty well. We filled the field almost exactly. We think we might have a section out there, which is hard to see, just enough to get a couple rows of like mid-season cabbage or anything like that. I don't know if it's exactly going to be that, but that's something that we could put in there, just because we always try and use up our ground the best we can, because we're actually looking for more ground to farm that's kind of in the nearby area. Being vegetable farmers, you don't want to have to travel real far because we like to pick a lot of stuff in the morning fresh for market, and if we have to travel 5-10 miles to go pick our stuff and then bring it back and then wash it if we have to, it just takes too long. So anyway, field looks beautiful. I think we did a really good job. Now just have to wait a couple weeks till these start poking out of the ground, and then we'll really be able to see how they do. But for now, we gotta get this stuff cleaned up just because we don't like to let it sit out. So I'm gonna take the John Deere up. That's what I brought down, and then we'll have to come back down, pick up the case, and then we're gonna call it a day. So with that being said, as always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.